Goes forward, then Westburn Star. Bowers Best the fence. Atomic View settles down third last is Trouble. Loyal Bryce hopped out of its gear, checking Westburn Star. Carolina Return. Minted missed the interference there. Atomic View found some bother with Kelly Franco, and Loyal Bryce now settles down back of the tail as Minted is now set a light out 4 wide around the turn the first time. In front, Pop's Delight off the track and gushing around the outside as Minted. He draws up to tackle Pop's Delight for the lead down the straight the first time and will get there. Minted crosses, leads Pop's Delight by 5 metres. Gefallen Kim now works around the outside to be third. Fourth on the rail is Rabbit Lass. 2 metres to Fancy's Queen as Bowers Best now pulls out 3 wide. Then on the outside is Carolina Return of Kelly Franco. Second last is Atomic View, and Loyal Bryce is back on the fence last. Out of the straight they race towards the 1600. Minted in front by 3.5 metres. Bowers Best now works up to his wheel. Pop's Delight a metre back and third. Fourth with cover now is Gefallen Kim. Then Rabbit Lass fifth and 3 back on the fence. 3 metres to Fancy's Queen. A metre back to Westburn Star, followed by Carolina Return racing outside Kelly Franco. She's third last and 5 back on the rail. Second last Atomic View, and Loyal Bryce is last. Off the top turn once again. Minted leads by 3.5 metres. Bowers Best without cover. Pop's Delight the leaders back. Fourth on the outside, Gefallen Kim being trailed up in turn by Fancy's Queen. Then Rabbit Lass on the rail, being trailed up by Westburn Star. Carolina Return is 4 back on the outside, followed by Kelly Franco. She has a wall of horses in front of her. Atomic View second last on the outside of Loyal Bryce. 1,000 to go down the straight. Minted in control. He's had a nice run by 2.5 metres to Bowers Best. On the leader's back is Pop's Delight with a nice trail. Then Gefallen Kim every chance. Locked away Rabbit Lass. On its outside is Fancy's Queen. Then Westburn Star, Carolina Return. Second last Atomic View. Third last Kelly Franco. And back on the fence and last is Loyal Bryce. They're in the final lap towards the 650. Minted still in front, being held together by almost 3 metres to Bowers Best. A metre back is Pop's Delight. No moves as yet, followed by Gefallen Kim on the outside of Rabbit Lass. Then Fancy's Queen. The first to pull out is Carolina Return off the track. Kelly Franco third last, comes one off the fence from Westburn Star, Atomic View, and Loyal Bryce not going well. At the moment though, Minted has them all off the bit. 350 out before the turn. He's over 5 metres in front. Gefallen Kim under pressure gets into second placing. Bowers Best is gone. Pop's Delight struggling. Westburn Star needing a run. Rabbit Lass now seeing daylight, running home fairly well from Kelly Franco. Fancy's Queen around the turn at the 200. He shakes up Minted. He's still 3 metres in front. Pop's Delight trying very hard. Then Westburn Star. Minted at the 100 though, over 2.5 metres in front of Pop's Delight, trying very hard, but Minted packing too many guns, and Minted wins by 2.5 metres to Pop's Delight. Westburn Star third. Close up, Gefallen Kim, Atomic View. Then Kelly Franco, Loyal Bryce. In behind them, Rabbit Lass from Bowers Best, Fancy's Queen, and last in was Carolina Return.
All right, thank you, Brian. Now race 3 at Maitland.
Down towards the starting point. Blue light flashing, they're off and running, and 1-1-2 near the outside was well served at Barrier Rise with Viking Willie, Star City. Pay As You Go with a pole position will lead them into the first quarter. Back in the field too, Ken Sim from Postal Bid, Sweet Sovereign, Black Number, and Carnaby Hanover brought up the rear, making the run around the corner the first time, and Pay As You Go the leader. Showing out over in second berth was 1-1-2. Next in the event, Viking Willie from Star City, Ken Sim, Black Number. Carnaby Hanover travelling 3 deep, trying to get closer to them, and the last pair were Postal Bid and Sweet Sovereign. Down to the judge they travel with 2 circuits of the course before them, and still the leader was Pay As You Go. A little more than the length to Viking Willie and 1-1-2. Carnaby Hanover showing speed is going up to join the leaders. Back in the field too, Ken Sim on the inside of Star City. Postal Bid was next from Black Number, and Sweet Sovereign brought up the rear. Down the back they travel, and no change in the order. Pay As You Go by a neck to Carnaby Hanover. Viking Willie third on the inside of 1-1-2. Next was Ken Sim in company with Star City, followed by Postal Bid, Black Number, and Sweet Sovereign brought up the rear. They leave the back and move to the turn. A lap and a quarter left before them, and Chisholm has Pay As You Go bowling along nicely in front, showed the way from Carnaby Hanover. Next was Viking Willie on its outside, 1-1-2 from Star City, Ken Sim, Postal Bid, Black Number, and Sweet Sovereign was trailing. Down to the judge they travel, a bell lap coming up this time, and still the leader was Pay As You Go, 3 parts of a length to Carnaby Hanover. Third on the rail, Viking Willie, followed then by 112 Ken Sim. In behind them, Star City from Postal Bid, Black Number and Sweet Sovereign was last. Down past the 600 and still the leader was Pay As You Go. It's been there from the outset. Holding Carnaby Hanover out wide. Next was Viking Willie, followed then by 112. On the rail was Ken Sim, Star City, Black Number unwinding a run from well back, followed then by Postal Bid. And Sweet Sovereign now asked for an effort. A packed field with 400 left to travel. Pay As You Go, the leader over Carnaby Hanover, 112 Viking Willie. Next in the event at this stage now, getting a run out wide would be Black Number. Postal Bid was there and dropping out to the tail of the field. Would be Star City and Sweet Sovereign second last. They turned the corner for home and Pay As You Go was the leader. Coming out at Carnaby Hanover, further out still 112 and Ken Sim putting in his claim out wide. Ken Sim's doing better than anything and Ken Sim will win the money. Viking Willie got second. Third 112 from Carnaby Hanover, Pay As You Go, Postal Bid, Sweet Sovereign, Black Number and Star City last in. We'll get them official standby.
Hi, my name is Margaret. I'd like to welcome you to the Granville Hotel. We're situated right next to Granville Railway Station. We open 6 days a week, 6 a.m. Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. Sundays. We have TAB on premises, newly renovated lounge bar, public bar, pokies. Our new discount liquor barn is open 6 days a week, offering genuine discounts. Do drop in and enjoy our friendly company and Julie's unique giggle.
Coming back now, Ken Sim. Now, shortly we'll take you to Penrith for the second race on the card there. You want to say good day to Rod first or not? Why don't we say good day to Rod? He's just coming on the second half of a double shift and got through the traffic from Randwick to the west. Rod, you struck a bit of trouble, mate, did you?
Yeah, a little bit, Nick. The trouble was pedestrians mainly. They blocked the median strip. But generally, in my trusty old 64 Holden, we got here okay.
Well done, Rodney. Well, that's good to see. And, well, they're on the way to the boxes there for race number 1, or race number 2. And we'll take you to Rod in a moment there for the call of the second. We might have a quick look at the market, if we can. Well, no, we don't do one, but Rod will do one. Won't you, Rodney?
Will, Nick. If you give me the microphone, I'll take it. The second event, 1 Lexus Image at 2.90, odds of 2 to 1. 2 Balmoral Boy at 8. 3 Magic Mabel at 7 to 2. 4 For Lisa at 9 to 2. 5 Elegant Tina at 12 to 1. 6 is Mary Fawn at 13s. 7 Heroic Dancer at 33s. And number 8 Patricia Dawn at 11 to 2. Just arriving at the boxes for the second event. One of the blue ribbon events here at Penrith is the Penrith Oaks, and that will be run as a 1-out event next Saturday night. So the best 8 and $2,000 to the winners. So big night here next Saturday night, and that's the Penrith Oaks night, and it'll bring together some of our very, very best racing bitches to Penrith. Now they're at the side of the boxes and about to be called over for race 2, previous event. And racing, Lexus Image began well. Likewise on the outside, Patricia Dawn, 1 fell heavily. Magic Mabel, it's out of play. Out of the straight, Patricia Dawn's in front by a length and a half on Balmoral Boy checked. Moving around it was Mary Fawn, followed by Lexus Image on the inside for Elegant Tina. 2 to 4 Lisa, 3 Heroic Dancer and Magic Mabel taking no part. At the top turn, Patricia Dawn's in front, being pressured by Mary Fawn. 3 lengths away, third was Lexus Image, followed by Elegant Tina. They straighten up. Patricia Dawn's a length and a half in front, gets away from Mary Fawn. And Patricia Dawn too good. Patricia Dawn by 2. Second was Mary Fawn. Third was Lexus Image, followed by 4 Lisa, Elegant Tina. Behind those came Heroic Dancer with Balmoral Boy. And after falling soon after the start, Magic Mabel is a long last. 8, 6 and 1 the placings. 8 Patricia Dawn, a red brindle bitch by Vedanti out of Stella Dawn, is owned by S. Bennett, trained by J. Light, South Mulgrave, to pay $8.50 and $2.40. Good.
6 Alley and ditto for the favourite Blazing Willow.
Ready to run in the first, they're off, and Blazing Willow missed the kick. Hyperbolism began fast, but so did Toucan Lass, and Toucan Lass runs to the lead from Blazing Willow. Main Aim third, followed by Curly High were Rosie Street. Further back on the fence, Hyperbolism after a good start. Out wide, Subtle even getting her along the fence, Ruby's Idol. Up the back, Toucan Lass and Blazing Willow. Blazing Willow doing better and race clear from Toucan Lass. Main Aim third, a long break then to Curly High, but in the straight on Blazing Willow shot away the first favourites home, and Blazing Willow races to the line to beat Main Aim. Third, Toucan Lass, followed by Curly High. Further back, Hyperbolism, Ruby's Idol, Subtle even. Last in were Rosie Streets. As he went to the favourite number 8, Blazing Willow, to return 280 for the win, 160 the place.
Favourite number 26 with Sharpak. Locally, all set. Stand by. Light goes on, last of the afternoon. We're set to see them go. Racing in the last of the day, away they go. Gold for Australia, Ace in Battle with the last pair to leave the barrier. And winning the start up the front there, J-Man. Sharpak and Satan's Lad jumped out well, but Satan's Lad wide. Another Maverick, Jolly Kia behind them. Colray Lad wide around Kiwi Tiger. Generalisation and Ryobi Boy. Iron Eagle out 3 wide, then came En Vain, followed by Hot Tuna. Ace in Battle and Gold for Australia last of all. 800 to travel. From the back in the leader, J-Man. A length on Satan's Lad. Sharpak the box seat. Colray Lad 3 wide, worked around another Maverick and Jolly Kia. Then Kiwi Tiger in the dark blue. A length Ryobi Boy, Generalisation. A length Iron Eagle. Ace in Battle about to take off. Well back to En Vain, Hot Tuna. And Gold for Australia last of all. On the corner at the 400 and J-Man led. Sharpak got the saloon run. Satan's Lad wider, then Jolly Kia. Another Maverick, Iron Eagle and Kiwi Tiger from Colray Lad, Ryobi Boy. And En Vain, Ace in Battle at the 200. Sharpak got to the lead, joined by Iron Eagle. Satan's Lad back in the middle. Iron Eagle, he'll win the last of the day. He sprinted clear of Satan's Lad. Sharpak has got no courage. Ace in Battle right down the outside, but Iron Eagle by length and a half to Satan's Lad. Ace in Battle third. Sharpak had life off me today, no more son. And then another Maverick, Jolly Kia, En Vain, Kiwi Tiger, Hot Tuna, Gold for Australia, J-Man, Generalisation, Colray Lad and Ryobi Boy last.
7-3-4 across the line, almost set now for the Showtime Trotters. Here's Brian at Moonee Valley.
Ready. Strands fly back, they're racing, showing speed towards the inside as Game Rainbow, showing plenty of toe, leads early. Our Navy's Pride now tackling it early. Nellie Lewis splitting the pair, gets to third. Our Navy's Pride off the track as gallops, so Game Rainbow goes through and leads. Our Navy's Pride now getting going, and Game Rainbow tightened up momentarily, has broken. It's broken, Game Rainbow. Rolliston Ladder's also up in the air. Game Rainbow now hitting its straps, settles down about fifth. Quick Kiwi is away quickly, now travels up into second placing. Nellie Lewis is third, Southern Legend fourth, as Quick Kiwi is looking for the lead. It's been well tried and now works to the front down the straight the first time at the 1900. Southern Legend without cover, Spiker Light the rail. Game Rainbow now works up to the one-out trail as Murneyong Lord from back of the tail pulls out 3 wide. Campbell King on the rail, in the centre is 2 Feathers, followed by Rival Lass, Lady Thor. And the last pair are Rolliston Lad on the outside of Share Hanover. It's Quick Kiwi, 8 metres in front, out of the straight at the 1700. Behind the leader is Our Navy's Pride. Caught without cover, Southern Legend. Off the track and making ground is Murneyong Lord. Then Nellie Lewis, who's 3 back on the fence. 2 metres away on the outside is Game Rainbow. Of Spiker Light the fence, followed by Penny Brown. 2 Feathers the outside from Campbell King. Rival Lass the running line. 4 metres to Lady Thor, Rolliston Lad, and Share Hanover is last. A good 60 metres would cover the field inside the 1450, and the leader is Quick Kiwi. At least 8-10 metres to Our Navy's Pride, the inside. Murneyong Lord faces the breeze. Nellie Lewis is fourth, 2 metres to Southern Legend with cover. On the rail is Spiker Light, followed by Game Rainbow, the running line. Penny Brown back on the fence, 2 metres to 2 Feathers, followed by Campbell King. Rival Lass on the outside, then Lady Thor, Rolliston Lad, and last on the fence is Share Hanover. Well, they come down the straight towards the 1,000 metres, and Quick Kiwi. He's gone quickly from the outset. He's making every post a winner. Can he keep on going? He's 8 metres in front of Our Navy's Pride. Murneyong Lord on the outside, pulling out now. Game Rainbow out 3 wide. Spiker Light the rail. The outside is Nellie Lewis. In behind them, Southern Legend, followed by Penny Brown. 2 Feathers now pulls to the outside from Campbell King, Lady Thor, Rival Lass, Share Hanover and Rolliston Lad. out of the straight towards the 700. It's still Quick Kiwi, 4 metres in front of Murniong Lord on the outside of Our Navy's Pride. Nellie Lewis, one off the fence. Game Rainbow out 3 wide is under some pressure. Then Spiker Light, Penny Brown comes off the fence. Southern Legend not going well. Campbell King makes ground the rail. 2 feathers out wide, followed by Lady Thor, Rival Lash, Share Hanover and Rolleston Lad. Game Rainbow not going well. At the 400, Quick Kiwi, still 2 metres in front. Murniong Lord on the outside is sticking on for the moment. Nellie Lewis gets to third. Our Navy's Pride on a loose rein. Spiker Light pulls to the outside from Campbell King, Penny Brown, Southern Legend, Game Rainbow, Lady Thor, 2 feathers, Rival Lash, Share Hanover, Rolleston Lad. Quick Kiwi at the 150, a metre in front. Murniong Lord won't give in. He's steadily coming out after Quick Kiwi, who's mixing his gear. At the 100, Quick Kiwi a neck in front. Murniong Lord trying very hard. Quick Kiwi in front. Murniong Lord is lunging, but Quick Kiwi gets there by a neck to Murniong Lord. Nellie Lewis about 5 metres away third. Then Spiker Light, Penny Brown. Lady Thor in behind them from Our Navy's Pride, Southern Legend, Share Hanover, Rolleston Lad, Campbell King. A gap to Game Rainbow, third last from 2 feathers, and last in was Rival Lass.
Right, we'll check those. Excuse me, number 6.
Set. And racing. Beginning well was Black Trim over Pleasure Ben, who drives up along the fence. So good on the outside, and also Bucks Weekend. 4 to the first turn, and Pleasure Ben has the inside running. Raced a length in front of Black Trim second. Third back on the fence now was So Good, followed by Bucks Weekend. 2 Jody's Range from Roseanne. The outsider's Worth It, and 2.5 last of all Powerful Tiger. Out of the straight, Pleasure Ben in front, trying to work up underneath it as Black Trim. Third, 2 lengths away was So Good, followed by Bucks Weekend. Behind those, Worth It. They've raced 8 in front of Jody's Range. Second last was Powerful Tiger, and last was Roseanne. At the top turn, Black Trim works up underneath Pleasure Ben and drives to the front. It's Black Trim out by a length and a half. Pleasure Ben can do no better, and Black Trim is streaking clear of the last 50. It's all Black Trim. Black Trim wins well. Pleasure Ben second, flying up along the fence for third, Roseanne, followed by Jody's Range.
4-1-2 there as we take now to Maitland.
Out of the event. In this order, they leave the back and commence the run around the corner where Cameo Flyer was the leader, a length to Mr. White. Exidium moving up around the outside of Mr. Lantern. Tacking onto it was I'm Susan. Next was Moville McGee in advance of Tidy Ross. And last of all now was Stephen. They cast a home turn astern and make the run down towards the judge where they'll have 2 circuits of the course to travel, and Cameo Flyer showed the way. About a length to Mr. White. Third without cover was Exidium on the rail, Mr. Lantern. Next was I'm Susan. From Moville McGee, Tidy Ross, and Stephen was last of all. 1,500 left to run now, and Cameo Flyer was still in charge, doing it nicely over Mr. White. Exidium was third on the outside, followed then by Mr. Lantern, I'm Susan, Moville McGee, Tidy Ross, and Stephen brought up the rear. Down the back they travel, and still the leader, doing it well, was Cameo Flyer, maintained a lead of a length over Exidium. Third on the rail was Mr. White. With the run of the race now was I'm Susan in advance of Mr. Lantern, Tidy Ross. Second last was Moville McGee, and last of all was Stephen. They cast the 400 peg astern and make the run to the corner, a lap and a quarter left before them. In the sweeps is Superfecta Pace and Cameo Flyer the leader. 3 parts of a length to Exidium. Mr. White was third on the rail, followed then by I'm Susan, Mr. Lantern. Tucked in behind those now was Tidy Ross and the last pair, Moville McGee and Stephen. Cast a home turn astern and make the run down to the judge now. The bell lap coming up this time, and no change in the order. It's Cameo Flyer. It's been there from the outset and showed the way from Mr. White and Exidium. Stephen moving up around the outside as trapped 3 deep. They were followed in the centre by I'm Susan, Mr. Lantern. Tidy Ross was second last, and Moville McGee was last. Not a big space between first and last as they moved down the back 500 out, and Cameo Flyer showed the way from Exidium. Next was Mr. White, that followed then by I'm Susan. Moving up around the outside now was Tidy Ross. Moville McGee taking off from the tail of the field. And second last now in the event would be Mr. Lantern. They leave the back and move to the turn. 300 out of the leader, Cameo Flyer. Taken on now by Tidy Ross. Mr. White third on the rail, followed by Exidium, Mr. Lantern. I'm Susan, Stephen and Moville McGee around the corner. In the sweeps of Superfecta Pace, Cameo Flyer the leader. Out wide coming at it now would be Cameo Flyer would be one there, Tidy Ross. Mr. White in the centre, but Cameo Flyer will win the money. Mr. Lantern flew to get second, Mr. White third. They were followed by Tidy Ross, Exidium, I'm Susan. Second last home was Stephen, and last in Moville McGee.
Okay, and we'll check those there. Very good win. and number 5, Cameo Flyer.
Favourite Turbo Truth, drawn about midfield. Lights on. Racing, Turbo Truth and Innocent Fella, 2 of the first away. Tarport Chris came out quickly. Good For You began well in front of Corsican Gold. Then Roman Empire, Buri Langus and Joy's Romeo from the top of the track went to the rail and dropped out to the tail of the field. Turbo Truth, the favourite, shot to the front around the first bend. Innocent Fella settles second behind the leader. Good For You rolls up to third on the outside of Roman Empire. Corsican Gold's 3 deep. A length away, Tarport Chris sitting on the back of Good For You. Buri Langus second last and Joy's Romeo last at the 1700 metres peg. Turbo Truth, the leader, down the back by 3 parts over Corsican Gold, who now moves up into the death. Innocent Fella third behind the speed. Good For You fourth, 1 out and 1 back. Then Roman Empire on the inside of Tarport Chris. Joy's Romeo second last and Buri Langus ahead away at the tail. They strolled through the first 500 metres. 36.6 was the split. And at the 1300 metres mark, it's Turbo Truth, 3/4 in front of Corsican Gold. Innocent Fella third, sitting on the back of the leader. Good For You fourth around Roman Empire. Then Tarport Chris, and the last pair are Joy's Romeo and Buri Langus as they turn down the straight for the bell. 32.7 for the first quarter of the mile. It's Turbo Truth, 3/4 in front of Corsican Gold, doing it the hard way. Innocent Fella third, bailed up behind the leader. Good For You fourth, enjoying the run of the race. A length to Roman Empire on the fence on the inside of Tarport Chris. Then Joy's Romeo and Buri Langus last as they turn to the back. 850 left to run. It's Turbo Truth, a touch more than a length in front of Corsican Gold. Innocent Fella third and still stuck to the rail. Good For You keeping the pocket shut firmly on Innocent Fella. Roman Empire's on the fence on the inside of Tarport Chris. Then Joy's Romeo and a half to Buri Langus. 31.9 for the second section. Turbo Truth 1 in front of Corsican Gold. Innocent Fella still third and still locked up on the rail. Then Good For You, Roman Empire, Tarport Chris, Joy's Romeo and Buri Langus. Turbo Truth leads at the quarter pole. Corsican Gold niggled out on the outside. Innocent Fella on the fence sitting behind the leader, but he's locked away for all time at the moment, and they're clear of Good For You. Turbo Truth in front on the bend. He's a length in front of Corsican Gold. Innocent Fella goes for the rail as Turbo Truth rolled away from the fence. Turbo Truth in front with 100 to go. Innocent Fella second. He's got no zip. Then Corsican Gold. And Turbo Truth, despite shifting his ground in the run of the lines, much too good. Turbo Truth first. Innocent Fella only plotted. He was second. Then Corsican Gold. Good For You, Joy's Romeo, Roman Empire, Tarport Chris and Buri Langus always back near the tail of the field.
5-2-7 there after race number 1 at Albion Park.
Green light, here comes the bunny and they're set to jump. Ready and racing. Indominium got away fairly well. Little Denver landed in the lead from Indominium and Atomic Bar moving up out wider. Followed by Worst Legend, Final Curtain on the fence, Master Brody. A break, Mickey Marlowe and Sim Simmeroos at the rear. Little Denver speeds away down the back from Atomic Bar. Worst Legend third, followed by Indominium has dropped back to be fourth. Then came Master Brody and Mickey Marlowe, but on the turn, and Little Denver is flying by 8 lengths to Atomic Bar. Worst Legend starting to run home well, but Little Denver has it well and truly won. Little Denver wins by 7 lengths on the line to Worst Legend. Third, Atomic Bale, followed by Master Brody, Indominium. Further back, Final Curtain, Mickey Marlowe, and Sim Simmeru finished at the rear.
6-1-7 there. Now let's update Globe.
And away and trotting in the first. And coming out quickly was Family Trust from out wide. It's going to look for the lead. Myrmidon was going for a gallop from the second row. I think it trotted away, but it's galloped shortly afterwards. And Arctic Storm trots safely to the first turn. But it's Family Trust which leads. Trouble, the Auditor broke up front. Having to check around it was Tip Top Tolliver. And as they head towards the back, 2 out the back now, although the Auditor has settled about 10 metres behind the main bunch, but Myrmidon just won't trot. They head into the back, sorting them right out. Family Trust led 5 metres Filbert Street, 4 metres to Tip Top Tolliver, and 4 or 5 away then to Speed Row. 6 or 8 next along in the field, the favourite Arctic Storm. Another 5 then to Blackwood Mac. The Auditor gets going and makes ground around the outside, and Myrmidon now trotting, but it's 40 metres away. 2.5 laps to run as they leave the back straight. And still the pilot was Family Trust, 4 metres clear. In second placing on the inside was behind them Filbert Street, as the Auditor's gone forward on the outside and slides up to join Filbert Street. 3 back on the inside then is Tip Top Tolliver, and moving up around it into the 1-1 trail now Speed Row. 6 metres then to Blackwood Mac. Arctic Storm has come to the outside and Myrmidon's trotted out after them quickly and is tacking on. Down to the judge they come. They've got 2 laps left to run, and it's Family Trust going along as it likes. It's 4 metres clear of the Auditor, sits up second. Filbert Street in behind them. Speed Row in the centre as Myrmidon comes around them 3 deep. Next then with the lead time 1:26.8 we have Tip Top Tolliver on the inside of Speed Row, and Arctic Storm races around Blackwood Mac the last pair. Trotting into the back straight now, a lap and 3/4 from home. Family Trust led. Myrmidon, after being tailed off, runs up to second. In behind the leader, Filbert Street's getting the nice trail. Easing for a trail in the 1-1, the Auditor. Down on the rails then Tip Top Tolliver, 4 metres further back to Speed Row. On her back in turn then was Arctic Storm, I should say. On his back was Arctic Storm, and down on the inside Tip Top Tolliver. In fact, make that Blackwood Mac. Halfway around the top turn, just over a lap and a 1/4 left to run, and still Family Trust. It's been the leader from the outset by 3 metres. In second placing with the first quarter in 32.4 was Myrmidon. Down on the rails behind them, Filbert Street's had a good trail. The Auditor 4th. Then Tip Top Tolliver on the rails, 4 metres to Speed Row. No moves coming yet. Speed Row just waiting. Arctic Storm half trying to flash it out, but not completely serious, and Blackwood Mac on the inside. Out of the straight they head towards the back past the 800, and the leader, Family Trust, is still trotting nicely. 4 metres to Myrmidon, which has had the tough run. Second quarter was 33.4. On the inside, Filbert Street waits for the run to come. Then on the outside was the Auditor. Speed Row moves out 3 deep, looking for a split. Tip Top Tolliver and then Blackwood Mac. As Speed Row goes for a gallop there, Arctic Storm was behind it. Might have to check down the back, and Myrmidon drops out sharply here where the leader is Family Trust. In second placing, Filbert Street from the Auditor. Back in the pack, Arctic Storm was badly hampered by the one dropping out and the one galloped. Now she starts to run on, but she's a long way from the lead. Going for a gallop in behind them was Tip Top Tolliver. Family Trust led 4 metres. Filbert Street gives chase. Arctic Storm's about 10 metres away, but running home. But the leader kicks Family Trust. Filbert Street trying hard. Arctic Storm is flashing home down the outside. Family Trust getting tired. Filbert Street now Arctic Storm, but she won't trot properly, Arctic Storm, and Filbert Street does best. Filbert Street wins 2 metres. I reckon she nearly half galloped about 50 out Arctic Storm, and he had to grab hold. She's run home pretty well. Then just tiring in the run home, Family Trust is third, clear of the Auditor. Next along then Tip Top Tolliver, Blackwood Mac, Myrmidon and Speed Row.
We'll check those. One and a photo there.
2:20 for 3 Shady Daisy. Bunny up to the boxes, ready for a start in the 4th. Set and racing, dwelling somewhat was Cafe de Wheels, and flying out was Shady Daisy. Race 2 lengths in front from Cafe de Wheels, who works up well to be second. Third, Americano, followed by Tandad 2, Red Flight, Just Benjamin, and 2 last of all, Ambrose Call. Out of the straight, Shady Daisy 3 lengths in front. Second, Cafe de Wheels ticking on. Third, the inside was Americano, finishing resolutely, followed by Tandad 2 and Red Flight. 3 further back, Ambrose Call, and 4 last was Just Benjamin. Down the side, Shady Daisy in front, collared by Americano. Americano strides to the front. It's race 2 in front of Shady Daisy and racing well clear. It's all Americano. Americano wins well. Photo for the minors. Red Flight or Tandad 2 from Shady Daisy, who stopped. Cafe de Wheels, Ambrose Call and Just Benjamin.
Check those. Numbers
5 Our Pedro. Green lights on, they're racing. Our Pedro showing early speed with gallant action. Just in behind them, Lucatros and TC Red. Alba Magic on the fences. Our Pedro works to the lead quite comfortably early. Third last is Soissons, followed by the Smooth Flyer, and High Lewis last. Travelling out of the straight, and Our Pedro, he leads gallant action by 4 metres. On the fence in third is TC Red. Lucatros is off the track and making ground. In the centre is Copper Mate. Back on the rail is Alba Magic, followed by Soissons, the Smooth Flyer, and 4 metres away High Lou. Along the back inside the 2,400, and the leader is Our Pedro by 2 metres. Lucatros now travels up into second placing. Ahead away third the rail TC Red. Gallant action has the cover now as the leader drops anchor. Alba Magic on the fence. Copper Mate the running line. The Smooth Flyer third last, 2 metres to Soissons, pulling his head off, and a neck away is High Lou. travelling off the top turn and coming off the fence now behind the leader is TC Red. He's having a crack at Our Pedro. Our Pedro the inside of TC Red. They quicken up now. They've broken away by 8 metres to Lucatros. Alba Magic on the rail, 3 metres to Gallant Action, then the Smooth Flyer. Coppermate third last from High Lou and Soissant is last. Down the straight they travel at the 1800. Our Pedro narrowly in front of TC Red on the outside, and they're matching strides as they travel by the winning post 2 circuits out. On the rail behind the leader is Alba Magic, and up on the outside is Lucatros as again they steady. Then Gallant Action travelling up on the outside of the Smooth Flyer. Coppermate is third last and 4 back on the outside of High Lou, and 1 off the fence. Soissant still pulling double back of the tail. 20 metres had covered the field at the